Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at my quarter scale Iron Man figure from Hot Toys, and the figure is a Mark 43 from Age of Ultron, and this is the figure itself. It comes with a Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt, and let's take a look at that first. Really nice. Very, very good likeness to Robert Downey Jr. And yeah, so let's go over the accessories first. Alright, as far as accessories, here's everything. So let's start off with the base. This is some Age of Ultron base. It has a nameplate of Mark 43 on it. And I find this base pretty weak because it is quite small. For a figure this size, it's a quarter scale. I wish he would have come with a wider base instead of something that he could barely fit on. See, if I were to put him on here, if I were to set him up, you can see he's just standing leg straight, and this thing could barely support him. So it's kind of small. Wish it was bigger. This would be perfect for a 1/6 scale because he has a little more room to move around, I guess. And also comes with this art reactor piece, interchangeable one. This is the one with the design. The other one is just a milky white version of it. And then we also have a Sentry head. This is also quarter scale to match the Mark 43, of course. And this piece is a rubber piece. It's just a hard rubber piece. Same with the arm. It's also a rubber piece. There's no articulation whatsoever with this arm, but it is nicely painted. And then as far as Iron Man accessories, we have repulsor blast hands, a pair of fists, and then let's start off over here. We have these forearm rockets, also another set of forearm rockets. Depends on how it opens up. In the movie, it opens up like this, but I guess they also included this set as well. And here are two rockets. And the shoulder cannon, shoulder missiles or rockets, I guess. I'm not sure these are called, but he shoots over the shoulder, those two pieces. Those are it. And so as far as accessories, not a whole lot. I mean, your essential stuffs are all here, but it would have been nice if he came with a little bit more, since this is a quarter scale, and it does cost a lot of money. So yeah, I wish the accessories department was a little bit better. And let's get a closer look at that arm. See all these wires coming out. Kind of neat. We have the bicep section, and again, no articulations. This is just a one-piece thing. And here's the forearm section, and the hand. No articulation. Nicely painted though. Nice weathering too. And here's the figure once again. So let's get a closer look at that Downey head sculpt. Like, this is really, really good. Skin tone as well. See the pores on his face, the wrinkles, the mustache, the eyes, everything looks absolutely gorgeous. And there's the rest of him. I like the weathering they added for this Mark 43. Really good looking, very natural, realistic. And I also like the fact that this thing is not glossy. It doesn't have a glossy finish. It has more of a matte finish to it. It might be hard to see with the with the camera, but in person you can definitely tell this is not a glossy finish figure, which is more realistic to me, because I think a lot of the Iron Man figures are just too glossy. But here you can see there's definitely a whole lot of scuffs, marks, and dings and dents on this. Well, no dents, but a lot of chippings on this Iron Man arm right here. It looks awesome. Let's rotate him back around so you guys can see. Absolutely an amazing looking figure. And this thing is not die cast, it's just plastic. There are some metal pieces here and there, but majority of the figure is just plastic. So it's not their die cast series. I think if they do die cast, this thing's gonna cost almost $1,000 or something. And one thing they added something new to this figure as far as the articulation. Shoulder swings outward, which is nice. And the shoulder pads is it's on a ball joint, and it's attached to the shoulder piece, so you can rotate him however you want, and the shoulder piece will stay put. I'm not sure if you guys can see in there, but there's a ball and socket joint attached to the shoulder, and then here there are also 2 hinges to give him a bit more range, which is awesome. Okay, I was messing with the back side here with the flaps, and I didn't realize this piece doesn't open up for the Mark 43, because it was in the Mark 42 where he gave that kid that flashbang thing to scare off the bully. And then here you can see the compartment is here. They glued it down, and here you can see the piece where it houses that flashbang piece there. And on the bottom here, there looks like a hinge joint right there. So it's supposed to plop out, but for this, they actually glued it down. But I was trying to open this section up, and then notice it was supposed to be glued on. So, well, it's easy fix. I could just glue it back on, no big deal. And then here are some flaps, and that piece up on the shoulder slides back, and then you see a little slot there. That's where the shoulder cannon's supposed to go. And back here you can see flaps are open. Very nice. Alright, again, here are all the flaps, and the top piece, this piece right here, this piece, it's covering the light switch right there, and also the battery compartment right there. And here are all the flaps, and then I put in the shoulder cannons. I can show you guys, that's what it looks like with the 2 pieces on there. Alright, once you have the batteries on, if you flip the switch to the left side, the chest will light up. It is very, very bright. And if you switch it on the right side, then you will see lights down here as well. The booster, and then also on the side here of this rib cage area, there's a light, and also the chest will light up again. And then as for the legs, there is a compartment back here on the calf piece here. If you take that off, it houses the batteries, and then if you flip the switch, the calf piece will light up. See, it's really nice. And when you're pulling these panels out, it's best to pull first before you turn, because there is a piece that goes inward, so it's best to pull out and then flip. Otherwise you might risk breaking these panels there. And here the thigh piece also has a panel where you can open up. Kind of cool. You can see the inner workings of the legs. Again, let's see if I can give you a better look. Kind of see some stuff there, which is nice. It's always cool to have these open panels for an Iron Man figure. Again, here to illustrate the panels. Again, pull first and then flip. And here's the head, the neck piece for the head, the Tony Stark head, and then we have the helmet, and then the neck connector piece, and then here's the ball joint for the neck connector piece. Now, if you own other Iron Man figures, the newer ones, you notice that to turn on the batteries for the head, you'll need to take off the face plate, and then also the skull piece, top of the skull piece. And then inside there are two tabs where it tabs onto the head itself, but this one doesn't, which is something really nice. And instead they use magnets. There are two pieces of magnets correspond with the two pieces on his head there. The top of the skull basically slide right off, and it's held on by magnet, which is nice, where I don't have to dig my fingers into the skull piece and then try to pry it open. So this is a lot easier to turn the lights on and off for the head. And here's the Mark 43 with lights on, and you can see it's quite bright, and the mask and the helmet also have scuff marks all over it, and paint chip. Very impressive with this figure, and I guess it is to be expected because it is a quarter scale and you are paying a lot more for this than the 1/6 scale. So yeah, so I'm very happy with all the new stuff that they put into this quarter scale. Now, something that we have for the Mark 42 and 43, it's the extendable abdominal section. Here you can see there are two sections that extends out. So here, this midsection right here, I left the plastic on because of the paint rub. And then this section also lifts up, and then underneath is a ball joint. Same thing over here, so a ball joint there. So good range of motion as far as what you could do with this figure. Here you can see he could do somewhat of an ab crunch, which is good. And he could also arch back quite a bit as well, which is nice. And this piece right here does cover up the articulation a bit, the gap, so you don't see the gap while he's bent backward here. Nice. And here you can see head movement quite good. He could actually look up. Because of that ball joint, and underneath there's a hinge joint, which helps a lot with looking up. And then shoulders, here you can see his arms could raise up to about almost 90 degrees, which is nice. And the shoulder pads, you just need to move them out of the way while you're moving the arms up. And then I took the bicep piece off, which revealed some of the inner workings of the Iron Man suit. Here with the piece on, and there's without. And I took the chest piece off as well, so you guys could also see the inner workings of this chest area. And there's the milky white plastic piece covering the arc reactor. And as far as the articulation, the shoulders on a ratcheting ball hinge, and then bicep, there's a swivel joint, ratcheting double jointed elbows, and then ball jointed wrists. I already showed you the chest and the abdominal area. The legs are on a ball joint, and then here's a swivel joint for the thigh, and then ratcheting double jointed knees, and then ball jointed ankles. And then there's also toes articulation. Oh, and the wrist also has a swivel joint, a hinge joint, so his hand could actually fold in like this, all the way in, which is nice. And here's a look of him just standing around. And one thing I really like about this figure is the proportion. You can see how the arms are far more tugged in than on the 1/6 scale. The 1/6 scale, the arms are kind of sticking out a little bit around the shoulder area. That doesn't look realistic to me, because if a person is actually wearing this thing, he would have to separate his shoulder before he could actually fit in that armor. So here you can see the arms are more tugged into the chest area, which is how a person wearing this armor would actually look, I would imagine. I mean, I don't have an armor, so I wouldn't know, but I would imagine it will look something like this. And he does look way more proportional than the 1/6 scale. 1/6 scale is still nice. It's a very impressive figure. Don't get me wrong, but the 1/4 scale it's definitely far superior than the 1/6 scale, for sure. And then on his rear end, if you press this button back here, his legs will drop down a little bit. So give him a bit more range as far as doing the landing pose. And so this articulation point is basically the same as the Mark 42 and 43 1/6 scale, but the button itself is a lot better. It's actually a button that you could press and it clicks back without any problems, any issues whatsoever. And this figure does not have rubber panties. It's all plastic here. So here's one last look at the Mark 43 1/4 scale, and next to him is a 1/6 scale Iron Man. And you can see he is tall, and with the ruler showing he's about 19 inches in height. So yeah, there you go. There's the 1/4 scale Mark 43 from Hot Toys. And this thing's gonna set you back quite a bit. I forgot exactly how much I paid, because it's been a while. I actually got this figure almost a month ago. I just didn't have time to review this guy because it is so big. So yeah, but there he is. There's the 1/4 scale Mark 43, and if you're looking to get one, I believe this guy is still available. And even if you miss out on the 43, they're also making a Mark 42, which is exactly the same as this guy, other than some accessories here and there, I believe. But I don't think we have all the information yet for the Mark 42, but it is the exact same body, I would imagine, because the Mark 43 is just a repaint of Mark 42. So, but the Mark 43 has more red than the Mark 42. So there you go. There's the Mark 43 from Hot Toys. Thanks for watching.